Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight we gonna let it away. Tonight we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight we gonna let it away. Tonight we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to tonight's live. It is Thursday. I keep thinking it's Friday, but it is Thursday, March the 5th now. I don't have my watch on for once. But welcome in, everybody. I'm not going to be on camera tonight just because we're reading and I'm exhausted. And I wanted to be nice and cozy this evening, to be truthful. So you're going to get Abby. I guess I'm not an avatar, but you know, you're going to get the Tanya on the screen. So welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. You can call me either or. I don't prefer one over the other. But we do have some documents that have come out. Pretty big documents. If you're unaware, the 911 call transcript has been released along with the text messages that were going on that night. So we're going to see what we get through this evening, and then we are going to come back and talk about it again tomorrow because there is a lot. Hey, Niners girl, welcome in. Hey, Karina, Ladybug's in here. We got Willows. I saw that you said that you shared it live. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was very nice. And Susie, it's been a while, I feel like. Hey, Boone. It's been a while since I've seen you too, I feel like a little bit. Welcome on in. Hey, Therese. We have been so ready for this. Hey, Mike. We've been waiting patiently for these 911 calls to come out. Well, we don't have the call, but we do have the transcript. So I'll read the transcript over for you guys. And there's actually a few different people that do talk on the 911 call. So that part is true. But you know, there was rumors and speculation. Hey, Yankee Kyle, how you doing this evening? Hopefully our girl Mary Beth's okay. I know she's moving. She's probably sleeping somewhere. Hey, Lenora. She needs the sleep, so hopefully she's sleeping. She'll pop in here in a minute. She'll be like, I'm here. But welcome in, everybody. I'm so glad to see you guys. If you guys don't mind, just take a second, hit the like button, and we'll get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the document here, and I'm going to blow this one up because I can actually do that with this one. So there was a document drop that came out today on in the Idaho 4 case. If you're not familiar with the Idaho 4 murders, it was basically there are 4 brutal murders that happened at the University of Idaho in the small town of Moscow on November 13th, 2022. It literally shocked the nation and kept everybody on the edge of their seats. We were all wanting to know what happens next, what's going on, who did this. The victims in this case were 21-year-old Madison Mogan, 21-year-old Kaylee Gonzalez, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin, and his girlfriend, 20-year-old Xana Kernodle. And they were killed in their off-campus home. So now we are starting to get more of the documents. They're starting to come out and unseal them. So the other day, the judge came out and said, hey guys, you guys have been sealing too much stuff. There's just, everything's being sealed, like full documents are being sealed. If you want to redact some names or you want to put them as abbreviations, that's one thing, but we're not going to be able to seal whole documents. So basically they're unsealing everything little by little. And it's going to be the trickle down effect. And we're going to be getting, I feel like, a lot of information, and we'll be getting it like really quick. So, hey, True Crime Lullabies, welcome on in. And if I missed anybody, welcome in. Hey, Envision, working and listening. Oh man, gotta work. At least you have something to listen to, though. I would love that, actually. I like it when I go places I have something to listen to. So we're going to go through the 911 call tonight. Like I said, they redacted some of it, but it is unsealed now, so we are allowed to talk about it. We're allowed to know things. I don't know. I'm excited to know some things. Let's see what we think about everything after we hear about the 911 call. So it says, comes now the state of Idaho by and through, put my glasses on, Latah County prosecuting attorney, and respectfully moves the court for an order in limine allowing the state to admit the record and transcript of the 911 call to Whitcomb on November 13th, 2022. The 911 recording was discovered as AV 000002, and the transcript was discovered as Bates 12422-12426. The facts pertinent to the issue raised by this motion can be found in the attached excerpts from the grand jury transcripts, the 911 call recording, and the transcript of the 911 call. The statements on the 911 call are hearsay, but fall within firmly rooted hearsay exceptions and should be allowed. In general, testimony that is hearsay is excludable at trial. However, there are many exceptions to this rule. 2 firmly rooted exceptions are the Idaho Rule of Evidence 803 Section 1, present sense impression, a statement describing or explaining an event or condition made while or immediately after the declarant perceived it, or the Idaho Rule of Evidence 803 Section 2, excited utterance, a statement relating to a startling event or condition made while the declarant was under the stress of excitement that it caused. The requirements of the federal version of each of these rules are best stated in U.S. v. Mitchell, and we don't have to go through those things there. I think that'll they're just what are the examples in case laws. Let's see where we need to go down to, because I had a spot where we needed to start reading. I think it was right here. Okay, so in this case, it says, at bar, most of the declarations were present sense impressions. Now they're going to abbreviate names, and I think Hunter's last name, is it Johnson? Hunter Johnson? I think that's what his last name was. It's been so long. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Nash Native. It's been like a little while, and I'm not sure who EA is. If you can remember an EA, my brain is like, I've been up since early this morning. I had to go to the doctor this morning. So if y'all can help your girl out. If you know the abbreviations, let me know. But I mean, I know Bethany Funk, obviously, and Dylan Mortensen. Oh, thank you, Ladybug. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so sweet. Thank you. So this is where this is what we want to hear. So it says, HJ located the unresponsive body of Xana Kernodle and informed Bethany, I'm just going to say Bethany and Dylan, to call 911. EA was present at the time. So we had heard that it was I had heard that Hunter saw Ethan's body. Apparently it was Xana's. All declarants personally perceived the event, Kernodle unresponsive. The majority of the declarations were describing to dispatcher Carolina Calvin what they were perceiving. Those statements relate to Kernodle being passed out and not waking up. The declarations were made immediately after HJ discovered Kernodle's body. Some declarations made would also be considered excited utterances. Those statements include, "Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night." Yeah, as well as the heavy breathing and crying that could be heard throughout the call. The declarants were responding to a startling occasion, discovering of unresponsive roommate. The statement regarding a person being in the home is in direct response to why Kernodle might be passed out. All statements are made while the declarants are processing what is happening and were made before an opportunity to reflect and fabricate why Kernodle is unconscious. Clearly, the statements of BF, DM, EA, and HJ and the dispatcher Carolina Calvin fall within the hearsay rule exceptions. Judge John Judge has already ruled the 911 call is not hearsay. And it says, i.e. not offered for the truth of the matter asserted. And even if deemed hearsay, the exceptions for present sense, impression, and excitement utterances apply. On August 23, 2023, defendant moved to dismiss the grand jury indictment. One basis for the motion was the 911 call was improperly admitted hearsay, cumulative, irrelevant, and improper attempt to bolster witness testimony. In response, Judge John Judge held as follows. Further, even if the 911 call is hearsay, the exceptions for present sense, impression, and excited utterances apply as the statements made by the callers, the surviving roommates, and then HJ and another friend who arrived were made immediately after HJ discovered Miss Kernodle's body and instructed the roommates to call 911. Okay. Sealed order denying motion to dismiss indictment on grounds of biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct. And it was pages 18 and 19 filed on 12/5/2023. Regarding the Judge further held that the evidence was relevant as to why law enforcement was sent to 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022, as opposed to just EMS when the call was for an unconscious individual. This testimony was deemed relevant to the effect it had on dispatcher Calvin and was not cumulative of Officer Noon's testimony. So whatever the statements that they gave that dispatcher, that she made the call. That's what it sounds like. The statements made on the 911 call are admissible regardless of whether or not witness testify. Under IER 803, present sense impressions and excited utterances are admissible whether or not the declarant is available as a witness. Any statement found outside of the above exceptions to hearsay are not testimonial for purposes of a Crawford analysis. Further, even if somehow deemed testimonial, the confrontation clause of the Sixth Amendment does not bar their admission. Finally, we reiterate that when the declarant appears for cross-examination at trial, the confrontation clause places no constraints at all on the use of his prior testimonial statements. It is therefore irrelevant that the reliability of some out-of-court statements cannot be replicated, even if the declarant testifies to the same matters in court. The clause does not bar admission of a statement so long as the declarant is present at trial to defend or explain it. So, in conclusion, based on above cited authority, the state respectfully prays for the court's approval in idem of the admission of the recordings and transcripts of the 911 call to Whitcomb on November 13th, 2022, immediately following the discovery of Xander Kernodle unresponsive at 1122 King Road. So, we'll see what they say, I guess. I think that they should let the 911 call be entered into evidence. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think? I mean, it's part of the case. It's part of the case. Whether it helps, one side or the other. I mean, it's part of the case. I feel like I think we should hear it too. I would like to hear the call. I don't know. That would probably be heartbreaking. So let me go down here. Some of this is sealed, but some of it's not. So, okay, the 911 call. So there's going to be different people. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to read it like on down the page as if I'm having a conversation, kind of like with myself. I think you'll know the questions and the answer, like who's doing what, who's saying what. And if not, I'll reiterate it for you. And welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everyone. So it's the 911 caller. That's how we're going to start off with. 911 location of your emergency. Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what we have. What is the address of the emergency? 1122. No, don't. What is the rest of the address? Oh, Kings Road. Okay, what is the house okay, and is that a house or an apartment? It's a house. Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right? I'll talk to you guys. We live at the right. We're next to them. I'm assuming that this is the house 1112, the one that had the camera on the front of it. And it says, so the 911 dispatch says, I need someone to repeat the address for verification. The address is 1122 King Road. And what's the phone number that you're calling from? And what's your phone number? The person asks, and it's all redacted. So then the 911 or the dispatch says, okay, tell me exactly what's going on. One of our roommates who passed out, and she was drunk last night and she's not waking up. No, we saw. Okay. Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi. Someone else gets on the phone. And you are with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone. Stop passing it around. Can I just tell you what happened pretty much? What is going on currently is someone passed out right now. I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m. Okay, I need to know what's going on right now. If someone is passed out, can you find that out? Yeah, I'll come. Come on, we got to go check. But we have to. Is she passed out? She's passed out. What's wrong? Dispatching Moscow Law Ambulance 4. And they're saying she's not waking up. Dispatch is saying unconscious, 1122 King Road. The caller saying, or the dispatch is saying 70 is en route. Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way. And then someone on the phone says, okay, maybe. And the ambulance or the dispatch says, or I'm sorry, the caller, I believe, says 1122 King Road, all ambulance response for unconscious 1122 King Road. And that's from the dispatch. And it says, I copy. And it says unintelligible, so you can't really understand it. But it says multiple RPs on the phone advise saying the roommate on scene is passed out and not waking up. Believe she got drunk last night and unintelligible about a male being in the room with them. And then it's unintelligible again, being around that one I copy about 20-year-old female unconscious trying to get further. Copy. Yeah, it's Evan. Okay. How old is she? She's 20. 20, you said? Yes, she's 20. Here, do you want to talk to him? Okay. And then, hello. Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to four different people. Okay, sorry. They just gave me the phone. Is she breathing? Hello? Is she breathing? No. Okay. En route. Bethany or Dylan, I need you to talking to them, okay? I can't talk to them. I need to talk to them. I need you to talk to them. Let me read that over again. Sorry. So it says, Bethany or Dylan, I need you to talking to them, okay? I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them. Okay, hello? Okay, I have already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. Okay. Is there a defibrillator available? Send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Units responding, RPs advising. The patient is not conscious, not breathing. And then you can't understand what is going on the other side of the phone. It says, okay, if there is a defibrillator available, someone send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. We don't have one. Why don't you have them in your ambulances? Unconscious, not breathing. Do you have a defibrillator? Yep. Yes, we have one. But are you talking to the officer? Yes. Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay. Moscow 46 out. Copy. 13, I think we have a homicide. Moscow engine 20 is en route. 1370, 70 intelligible. 107, I relate it. And that's the transcript has been reviewed with the audio recording submitted and is an accurate transcription. And that is the 911. That's the 911 call. And now we will go over this again in more detail tomorrow. I just want to at least read these to you, tonight. But I can't imagine. Like reading that is, I know I'm going to print these out because I'm going to be able to highlight stuff. I'm weird when it comes to the documents with this case. When they're like this, like the big documents, I have to print them out and I have to read them like on paper a couple times so I can really grasp, like there'll be things in there I know that I'll want to come back and talk to you guys about. So there were text messages that evening as well. We had assumed maybe there were, but we didn't know for sure. We weren't positive, but there were some messages back and forth between the girls. So this is redacted, but it gives us the text messages. So we'll read through the important parts here. But it says, comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney and respectfully moves the court for an order of limine allowing the state to admit the text messages of DM on November 13th, 2022, and the testimony from DM and BF regarding their conversations with each other on November 13th, 2022. The phone records were discovered on the hard drive DM iPhone extraction provided on April 5th, 2023, and State's Exhibit 18 from the grand jury record. And it says State's Exhibit S1 attached. So we've seen the S1 before. So, okay. The testimony of DM and BF was provided to the defense as part of the grand jury record. Standard of admissibility. In general, testimony that is hearsay is excludable at trial. However, there are exceptions to this rule. And these are what we read earlier. So we won't go through the rules again. But am I on the right one? Yeah, I'm on the right one. Okay. I'm like, am I on the right one? Because this is the same. Okay. I want to make sure we don't miss anything. Okay. And then we read those exceptions. So both exceptions require that the declarant personally perceives the event or condition about which the statement is made. In addition, both have temporal limitations which limit admissibility. Under the present sense impression exception, the declaration must be substantially contemporaneous with the event in question. The fundamental premise underlying the present sense impression exception is that substantial contemporaneity of events and statement minimizes reliability due to defective recollection or conscious fabrication. And then it gives us a, example of a court case. So courts have given broader temporal limitations for excited utterances. And then it gives us another example. The Court of Appeals held that although in most cases the startling events which prompt spontaneous exclamations are accidents, assaults, and the like, there is no reason to restrict the exception to those situations. Okay. Following Napier, some courts have admitted excited utterances made well after the event when the declarant was suddenly subjected to rekindle excitement because events may so deeply traumatize a person that long after stress has subsided, a chance reminder may have enormous psychological impact, causing renewed stress and excitement and inducing utterances relating to the original trauma. Yep. There is no requirement within the language of IER 803, Section 1, that the declarant be excited or emotionally affected by the event or condition in order to fall within the present sense exception. But if so, then the statement can overlap with the excited utterance exception. And then that just gives us another example. So the argument is DM's phone records contained in Exhibit S1 for November 13th, 2022, and BF's testimony contained in Exhibit S2 as to what DM told her should be allowed at trial. Okay. In the case at bar, starting on November 13th, 2022, at 2:10, DM sends a text message to EG, the Uber driver, to inquire if he is driving. The state submits this text message exchange as not hearsay because it will not be offered for the truth of the matter asserted, i.e. EG's driving status. Instead, it would be offered to show a timeline for the night, i.e. meaning DM was awake and texting at 2:10 a.m. From 4:19:07 to 4:21:50, DM attempts to call BF, Zaina Kernodle, Kayla Gonzalez, and Madison Mogan. All calls unanswered. The records of these calls are not hearsay as they do not meet the definition of a statement, oral assertion, written assertion, or nonverbal conduct intended as an assertion. So these are going to be the messages from 4:22:08 to 4:24:27. So this is like right after the homicides. DM and BF send the following text messages. So this is going to be DM to BF. No one is answering. Dylan to Bethany. I'm really confused right now. Dylan to Kaylee. She says, Kaylee. Dylan to Kaylee again. What's going on? And then Bethany to DM. So Bethany to Dylan says, yeah, dude, what the F? WTF. Bethany to Dylan. Xana was wearing all black. What? Bethany? Dylan to Bethany. I'm freaking out right now. Dylan to Bethany. No, it's like a ski mask almost. Bethany to DM. STFU. Shut the F up. BF to DM. Actually. DM to BF. Like he had something over his forehead and little and mouth. DM to BF. Bethany, I'm not kidding. I am so freaked out. And Bethany says to Dylan, so am I. Dylan to Bethany, my phone is about to die. Fuck. Bethany to Dylan, come to my room. Bethany to Dylan, run. Bethany to Dylan, down here. So I'm going to kind of go back over that a little bit because that might have been kind of confusing. And I'm just going to go by their first names. That way it's a little easier. Dylan to Bethany sends the first message. She says, no one is answering. Dylan to Bethany, I'm really confused right now. Dylan to Kaylee. She says, Kaylee. Dylan to Kaylee, what's going on? Bethany to Dylan, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Bethany to Dylan, Xana was wearing all black. Dylan to Bethany, I'm freaking out right now. Dylan to Bethany, no, it's like ski mask almost. Bethany to Dylan, STFU. Bethany to Dylan, actually. DM to BF. So Dylan to Bethany, like he had something over his head and little, and mouth. The text message was messed up. She was probably scrambling to message. Dylan to Bethany. Bethany, I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out. Bethany says to Dylan, so am I. Dylan says to Bethany, my phone is about to die. Fuck. Bethany to Dylan. She says, come to my room. Run down here. So, all of the above declarations are present sense impressions and excited utterances. This is supported by DM's grand jury testimony where she indicates she's just witnessed a startling event. She heard noises in residence and saw an unknown male in the residence. The declaration indicate both BF and DM are trying to make sense of the startling event contemporaneously or immediately following the startling event. No time for reflection or fabrication. It says CDM's grand jury testimony attached as Exhibit S3. At 4:24:39, DM calls Ethan Chapin, calls unanswered. This phone record, like the other records of calls, is not a statement pursuant to IER 801A. DM and BF continue to text at 4:24:58. DM texts BF, I'm scared though. And BF responds at 4:25:16, yeah, I know, but it's better than being alone. Again, both statements are admissible as present sense impressions and excited utterances as they are describing an event or their state of mind and are spontaneous reactions to that event rather than the result of reflective thought. At 4:27:47, DM calls Gonzalez and calls unanswered. And at 4:28:44, DM calls Kernodle, calls unanswered. These are not statements pursuant to IER 801A. At 4:32:57, DM sends a text message to Gonzalez stating, please answer. This statement is a present sense impression. Oh, sorry. Oh, my cousin just wrote me. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, sorry. At 4:32:57, DM sends a text message to Gonzalez stating, please answer. This statement is a present sense impression, shows DM perception of events and an excited utterance. The next morning, DM sends the following text messages starting at 10:23:23. So 10 in the morning. Okay. DM to Gonzalez, please answer. DM to Mogan, are you up? DM to Gonzalez, are you up? These text messages are not hearsay because they will not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted. Even if deemed hearsay, they are allowable as present sense impressions as they reflect a consistency and continuation of DM's text message from the night prior and reflect her then perception of what was then occurring. Waking up and realizing that she had not heard from her roommates. At 11:39:09, DM has a text exchange with her father. So these statements are not hearsay as they will not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted, but instead to show a timeline for the morning. At 11:50:55, DM receives a text message from Jay stating, bro. This text message will not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted. At 11:50:58, DM calls EA. The phone record is not a statement pursuant to IER 801A. DM receives a text message from Jay at 11:51:01 and a vandal alert at 1:04:01. These texts are not hearsay because they will not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted, but instead to show a timeline for the morning. DM and BF testimony contained in State's Exhibit S2 and State's Exhibit S3. The statement anticipates that both DM and BF will testify at trial. Okay. The state intends to ask each witness about statements made to them on November 13th, 2022. This testimony should substantially replicate the testimony they provided at the grand jury proceedings. The state submits the statements from both DM and BF to each other are allowable hearsay because they are present sense impressions and are excited utterances. Judge has previously ruled that the text message and statements of DM to BF are present sense impressions and excited utterances, holding both the text messages and the testimony of BF as to what DM told her were admissible as exceptions to the hearsay rule. And it says sealed order denying motion to dismiss indictment on grounds of bias grand jury and admissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct. I remember reading that. These different things out like 14 times in one document, like a row Anne was putting in there. So I remember those documents. DM's phone records contained in Exhibit S1 for November 13th, 2022, and BF's testimony contained in Exhibit S2 are allowable at trial under Crawford. Under IER 803, present sense impressions and excited utterances are admissible whether or not the declarant is available as a witness. We read this earlier, so any statement found outside the above exceptions to hearsay are non-testimonial for purposes of a Crawford analysis. Further, even if somehow deemed testimonial, the Confrontation Clause of the Sixth Amendment does not bar their admission. Finally, we reiterate that when the declarant appears for cross-examination at trial, the Confrontation Clause places no constraints at all on the use of his prior testimonial statements. It is therefore irrelevant that the reliability of some out-of-court statements cannot be replicated even if the declarant testifies to the same matters in court. The clause does not bar admission of a statement so long as the declarant is present at trial to defend or explain it. It says the state submits if any of the declarations made are deemed testimonial, both DM and BF will testify at trial anyway. Conclusion, based on the above cited authority, the state respectfully requests the court's approval in limine and the admission of text messages from DM on November 13th and the testimony from BF regarding what DM told her on November 13th. What you guys think? Let's see what else they got on here. God, is this all just going to be redacted? Blank pieces of paper? Oh, it's just 10 out of 10 documents. I thought there was 14 pages out of this one too. So, okay. I've dumped a lot of information on y'all the last few days. We're going to go over all of this over the weekend too. I want to go over tomorrow especially. I want to know about the pictures that DM was drawing prior to these homicides happening. And these drawings that she was drawing were men with prominent eyebrows, prominent eyes, prominent eyebrows. These drawings, the pictures were taken on November 13th of her room with the drawings, and I believe November 17th. So I want to go through, I have a stack of 400 pictures probably of every photo that was out there of the girls and Ethan. So I thought we could go through those together because you guys might see it before I do. We'll find the room. We'll find the pictures in Dylan's room because there were some pictures in Dylan's room, and so we'll see if we can maybe find these pictures that they're talking about that she drew in the background. I think that would be pretty interesting. Also, want to talk about what we just read through tonight. I mean, there's just so much. The autism spectrum, that was last week. He's trying to, put that down for a defense. I think they just finished building the firing squad station or whatever you want to call it, where they will, if he's convicted and put on death row, that's where what will probably happen. They went ahead and they put out the 911 call. So if you're just now joining us, you missed that. That was in the beginning. We went through the 911 call. They went ahead and they redacted some of it, but they did give us a good amount of it. I think that we learned a lot tonight. So they did that, and then they gave us the text messages. So I think all in all, I was kind of thinking that too, Mike. Maybe she has something with eyes. I could see me drawing eyes, if I knew how to draw. Because I'm missing one, I don't know. I could see me. That's just the reason why I could see me doing it. I used to like to try to draw people. They taught us in art class how to draw this rubber band man. And you start with rubber band man. That's what it's called. That's a song too. I should have sang that while I was doing it. But they I don't know how to do it now, but I would always try to draw that and I never could. I can draw a sunset though, like no other. And a house with a little flower and a tree. My drawings are that good, Oh, I know, Judy. Can you imagine? And maybe that's why she saw the eyebrows and they were so prominent to her. Because, like I showed you guys last night, Vincent has pretty prominent eyebrows. They're like two little caterpillars. They're the cutest things ever, but I consider him having kind of bushy eyebrows, and I mean, compared to Brian Koberger. But definitely, I mean, they were saying that they don't want them to be able to use the word bushy eyebrows at trial. That's another thing. They don't want to be able to use the word like psychopath, sociopath, or any of those paths at trial. But it's okay for him to say he's autistic. Like, I don't get that. That does not give you an excuse. That's not an excuse. That just means you were probably better prepared. Hey, SSD. Karina, I know. Man. We've learned a lot this week. We'll have to go. We're going to go over a bunch of stuff this weekend, and there's just a lot. Oh my gosh, sheriff's deputy overdose on fentanyl. Oh gosh, you got to be really careful with that stuff, Phantom. You know, the cops do, unlike like you were doing it. You know what I mean? Like the officers do, because wow, they usually have Narcan in their cars. Hopefully they knew exactly what to do. Yeah, Envision could have been. Yeah, she could have taken art classes. Yeah, I mean, like, and drawing eyes are not like, I mean, you know, and that could be coming from like the defense, like saying, you know, the eyes were prominent. They could have just not be prominent at all. Or maybe she likes people with prosthetic eyes. Maybe she was drawing some cool prosthetics. Oh, and you're welcome, Ladybug. I was just going back up in the chat because I was over on the other side. I couldn't see you guys. Have you guys been keeping up with all the crazy drama that's out there? Hey, Aries. It's been crazy out there. Even Vincent, he's like, what are you listening to? It was earlier. I was laughing. I was like, oh my lordy. Oh, and you know, yes, arrest me in Kansas City for 3. Yep, Teresa, I got to go over that tomorrow. I said that last night. I was like, there's stuff I've got to just tell you guys. We're still looking for Dane. I do want to tell you guys that. I want to do a live over it, but they're concentrating still on the river. This is day 6. It's just really sad. Somebody asked me if I was going to cover Sebastian Rogers' case anymore. And then I'm not meaning to laugh about it. Like, I don't mean to laugh because it's just, it's like one of those like nervous laughters, because it's like nothing is new, and it's just it's a lot of drama. And I do want to do a live though here soon over Sebastian, but I want to do just the facts. I'm just going to put just the facts of the case out, and just to keep his name out there, just to keep at least one channel that has some factual, no drama BS on it, maybe for him. But I was like, oh, I don't know about that. Just because it's just nuts. I mean, it's just nuts. Like, I could plug in, you know, BJ and stream her and laugh and, you know, make jokes, but that's just like, she gets on my nerves after 2 minutes, so I can't do it. But that seems to be what a lot of people are doing right now. Going after each other, back and forth. I'm like, dang, guys. Yeah, I know. They're harassing past PIs. That's what I heard too. Yep. Hey, Alana. So, that's what I meant to say something about the BLOD, this blood. We usually say the words on this channel, but so I don't know if it just wasn't registering with them. Like, if they were in that much, like in shock like that. I know shock affects people differently. You could be totally shut down. Your brain can be totally shut down, like on shock, like they're trauma and shock. And you could be having a full conversation with somebody. I mean, it happened to me before. And I don't like that feeling. I'm talking to someone and you don't remember it. But what was I going to say about that? Oh, but I think that maybe they just didn't see it, and they just kept saying unconscious. But on one of them, it does say, and we'll have to read back through. It did say, like, it sounded like one of them wanted to say, yeah, but we saw like, you know, like wanting to go further, and the dispatch maybe like cut her off a little bit and was like, okay, I need to know what's going on now, because like they were going to say like starting at 4 a.m. like go back. And we definitely will go back through and we'll read these messages over again throughout this weekend because I want to find out who EA is. And is it Hunter Johnson? Is that his last name? I can't remember. Vincent asked me today, he was just like, how do people do the drama? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't do it. I was like, I can't. I was like, after a week of it, I would be like exhausted. I'd be falling asleep. Hunter Johnson. Okay, that's what I thought. I just couldn't. I was like, man, is that name like maybe Hunter's girlfriend? Yeah, Catherine could be. Emily. I was going to say Emily, but I don't know who Emily. I know Emma Bailey, but I don't know any other Emily. So, but I was thinking the name Emily because E. I don't know a lot of E's. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, so he took his girlfriend over with him. Probably didn't even not even realizing. That's so sad. He's just thinking he's going to go over there and help. You know, the girls are freaking out. I don't even know. It almost sounds like that he was next door. Yeah. Are there new edibles out? I'm not an edibles kind of person. My one of my best friends makes them. I'm like, what? Yeah, probably his girlfriend, I would say. Yeah, and Santa was wearing black. Yeah, there's just so much stuff that I want to go over with you guys too. Like I woke up so early today, I can't even think straight, but I was like, I've got to get on at least read these documents to these guys tonight because I was like, these are just too good to not. And we got through them really quick. It's only 46 minutes in. And I'm like, wow. I went to the dentist today. Before I jump off here, I'm going to tell you guys, I went to the dentist for the last time today. For the last time as for right now. It was very sad. My girl is graduating. She's going off to surgical school. And she told me that I was her favorite today. And I about cried when she said that. Like when I left, I was like, I just left really quick. She probably thinks I hate her, but I hurried and left because like I get emotional whenever people leave. Like my doctors or anyone leaves. I don't like them going anywhere. I get too comfortable with them, you know, especially when you have a lot of injuries like I do. And you have to put your full trust into, you know, doctors and surgeons and stuff. So yeah, she left today. So I'm rooting for her. I hope she does great things. And so I think that there was blood everywhere. I do think that there was. I think we're going to find out there was more than what we were led to believe. Oh, I was like, I read that. Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, on edibles. What did he have in his edibles? They must have spiked his edibles. It is crazy down there. I swear you get into them Carolinas and Tennessee and stuff, and y'all have the sweetest accents, but y'all crazy. I'm just kidding. No, I love people from the South. I do. I love Southern accents. They're like my favorite thing ever. We used to like travel, like anytime we would travel like down to Florida, once you go down like towards like I'm Ohio. Ohio like we have accents, but not like once you hit like Kentucky and then you go like just, you know, south from there. I feel like the accents get like heavier and heavier and everyone always is so nice. I always think so anyway. Catherine said I take edibles so I don't hurt someone. Sasa said me too. Yeah, yep, Karina, you're right. I got the PCR right beside me. I'm surprised. Actually, I have it like printed out probably 40 different times. I should show you guys my binders. Oh my gosh, you guys would be like, what? I used to take handwritten notes when this case first started. I have like, we should go through those just to see where our head was. Like, I keep saying we should go through those. I have like a 3-inch thing that's full. And then I have like legal pads, like probably 10, 15. I was writing everything down. I was like, why am I doing this? I have a computer. I think it's because I was on my laptop at the time. I'm still kind of on my laptop, but I have three monitors and an iPad, so it helps. Hey, Walt, you missed the whole thing. But that's okay. You can always go back and listen. Yeah, and we're gonna go back over. We'll go over this stuff that I read tomorrow and more in depth because I do want to talk about it a lot. Like I want to deep dive into this because there's going to be, I feel like, a lot more stuff that comes out. Maybe we'll even get more information tomorrow. Shoot, because the documents aren't even loading on like where I usually check. They're loading over like on another site, but it's like the same site, and I'm like, this is weird. Because I usually go to like the Idaho Judicial Branch, but that one is still not pulling them up. Remember, Karina sent me the document last night? Yeah, those are still not coming up. Let me check again. Oh, thank you, Jack. That's so nice of you. Welcome in. You got something for sale? You got your house for sale? Oh, you're all right. Well, we could go over that sometime for sure. Yeah, because I would like to know a little bit more about the mental health aspect of it. Because I don't, especially with autism. I talked to my counselor about it, and she's autistic, and she about fell out of her seat too when I told her. She doesn't know a whole lot about the case, but she knows enough because like what I've told her, And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like he's saying he's autistic," which I mean, he could be, but that can mean you're just about. I mean, you're better at things. That doesn't mean you're really lacking things. Coming from somebody that has the autism gene. I think Vincent might be home. I was waiting on him to get back before I got off here, but I don't know if he is or not, or if the dog is just trying to get my attention. I locked them out this evening. No, he wasn't found in the kitchen. Oh no, Judy said maybe Ethan was. No, yeah, they found him. I can't show you because that site doesn't come up. But he was found right behind the door, and then Xana was found, I believe, like right like off of the bed. We had that tour of the house and it had all of that out, like markings for that. But the house is like the little tour house is messed up. So I was trying to find it so I could show you guys. I don't know if that bedroom will come up or not. Yeah, it comes up, but it doesn't show you. But they were found like inside, I believe inside the door. Really? I thought I'm covering Karen's case. Yeah, in the room with Xana. Yeah. It's actually, it's like whenever they're approaching they word it kind of weird when they approach the door. Here we go. Okay. It says, so I just hit my head on the mic. I needed page 1. I'm trying to find, like, my pages aren't in order because I was like flipping through them. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I know it's on page 1. I'm pretty sure. It says, Officer Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. And so they entered through this front door. coming in like right outside of this door, like right out into here in the hallway. There we go. This is when they walked up the stairs. So they walk up the stairs to the second floor. Officer Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Xana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Xana Kernodle's hereafter Kernodle room. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body. Oh, so it was Xana first. I could see a body later identified as Kernodle laying on the floor. So she must have been right behind the door. It says, as you approach the room, I could see the body of Kernodle laying on the floor. Kernodle was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Also in the room was a male later identified as Ethan Chapin. Chapin was also deceased with wounds later determined to be with a sharp edged weapon, I believe it said. So it was Xana and then Ethan. Yeah, Bethany's room was downstairs on the first floor. Her room was back here, this like door right here. Just won't let me scoot around. Like it'll let me like zoom in and zoom out, but it won't let me like go around and like, you know how you used to like walk through it? Won't let me do that now. It just, for some reason, this app will go down. It'll like mess up for like months. Like it messed up for like a year. I felt like, and then it finally was back up. Like, you see all the red stuff down here where you can like do the different rooms. Like if I were to click on one of those though, like these down here, it won't show the red. See? It doesn't show like half the stuff. Like none of this. I don't know what it is. I even tried to open it in a different browser. So I don't know. Thanks, Karina. Well, I'm going to jump off here. My dog's out there making noises like Chewbacca. That's what she sounds like. She makes the weirdest noises. They're so funny. Oh, let me tell you a funny story before I get off here. You want to hear one? You want to hear a hilariously not so funny story? Not so funny. I went to take my dogs out. Was it yesterday? I think yesterday or day before. And my dog likes ducks. She's a duck hunting dog. She's a Weimaraner. She loves ducks. She wants to run after a duck. Well, there was 4 huge geese outside, or 6. I think there was 6 of them, 4 or 6. And I told her no. And if I tell her no and I just keep repeating it, she'll usually listen to me. But what I did was I stepped forward, even though I had her retracted, and she thought that was like, oh, that means let's go. She thought I was like unretracting her, like letting her go. And she pulled me across the yard. All that snow that just melted, all that rain we just got, I was completely soaked with mud, rain, dirt. Oh my gosh, you should have saw me out there. I mean, just muddy as could be. I probably scared this little kid they always have their window open. I didn't look. I was too embarrassed to look over. I was like, oh my gosh, I could just imagine what it looked like. I was trying to like stop the dog from like dragging me across the grass, but she just did. She's so strong. That gray one that you guys see all the time. So I figured I'd give you a little laugh there. She did. She dragged me across the freaking floor. Oh, Harley Ryder, I'm glad. Oh, and if Margot is in here, speaking of which, I didn't realize that Margot's second gift didn't get delivered to her because it's on back order. And they just sent me a thing today and it said it would be there March, like, I don't know what it said. Let me check. See because if she watches on a replay, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? It's because I've just ordered too much crap. I shouldn't order that much on Amazon because obviously it was that far down where I didn't see it. It says arriving March 19th through March 26th. And it was something she really wanted, so I'm keeping it on there. And plus I already got her something, so it was just an extra gift. So it'll be coming. And I think that you'll love it because it's taken so much. But yeah, we'll have to do another Elster gift exchange. I know that Mary Beth had a lot of fun with it. She's probably passed out tonight because she's not here, and that's not like her. She's probably sleeping. Poor lady. She's moving, and I know how stressful moving can be. That's why I've lived in my same apartment 8 years. I'm so comfortable here. I will probably never move. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate you so much. I will be back on tomorrow to talk about this some more. I do want to do a day live because, like I said, they did arrest 2 people for the Kansas Chiefs fans. They are charged with involuntary manslaughter. And so I want to go through those documents. And I also want to, there was Idaho stuff, of course, but there was something else, I thought. I'll think of it and then I'll let you know. Other than Dane, something else. But once I find out, I'll let you guys know. But we have updates. We have updates, case updates. So if you're into true crime, that's your thing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're heading towards 20,000 subscribers on this channel, and that's amazing. And I don't take not one of you for granted. You guys are amazing people. I'm lucky to have the chat that I have every night. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming tonight. If you guys don't mind, like the video on your way out. Share the video if you'd like to on your community page. I love that. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how.